I am so excited to be with you today, and for all of you who don't know who this wonderful, amazing woman is, her name is Anna Lucarello Foultz. Did I say it right?
Foultz, yes.
I'm going to get it right. And the reason why she's so special, she is just an amazing woman who's done a lot of amazing things in her life and has written them all in this book. It's called 2 Steps Forward, and it's a memoir of her life. And she has a very interesting story to tell. I'm waiting for somebody to take this book and turn it into a movie because I think it will just be an amazing, amazing story.
Wonderful. I hope so too.
So I wonder if you could take us a little bit. I know that you came from Naples. Is that correct? Naples, Italy?
I was an immigrant. No, the daughter.
Yes, the daughter of an immigrant.
My dad was in.
Okay.
I was born in Nutley, in a barber shop in what's the name of that? Camden.
Okay.
Camden, New Jersey.
In Camden, New Jersey.
Yes,
Excellent.
I was
Okay.
born in a barber shop, and my dad came here from Italy. You know, he was an immigrant, and he was so happy when he got his license to be an American. He kissed the floor. He was so excited. So it took my daughter Shirley and I, she decided I should write a book. So I said, oh no, I don't want. She said, well look, Mom, you do all these fundraisers for the soldiers and you're always in doing something. You got so many awards. Don't you want to make more money? I said, well, in that case, so it took me about 9 years, didn't we, Shirley, back and forth, my daughter Shirley, and we wrote this book. She was so amazing. She amazed me because I had no idea what it involved.
Oh, yes, it's a lot of work.
Research, and but I'm so happy it's done, and I know people will want to read it because the things that I did, I'm amazed at myself as I look back since I'm, you know. So I hope you'll read the book. It's all about my young life, the crisis that I went through from age 6 or 7. My dad was very involved in as in gosh,
For the mob.
I get all,
Mafia.
Yeah, he was involved with the mafia, and he also was a very, very heavy gambler.
Yes, I read that.
Yeah.
I started reading the book.
Did you?
I just got it. I just met you about a day ago, and I got the book and I started reading it. And what I'm going to tell you the truth here, there was so much that I wanted to know about you, so I flipped through the book back and forth, and I went from the front to the back, so I kind of cheated a little bit. Maybe I knew the end a little more before the beginning, but I just wanted to have, but I saw in the book that your father was a gambler and that you, your sisters, and your mother used to work at a shirt factory.
Right.
And that he would take all of your earnings that you would bring at the end of the day, you would have his hand out and ask for the money. And you asked to keep how much? $5.
$5, you're right.
$5.
He wouldn't hear of it,
No.
you know, he couldn't get a penny.
Yes.
He was terrible, so he would just squander it, all that, all the money, and I was furious. But when I was a little girl, you know, he was involved in the mafia because he was very talented with this guitar playing.
Yes.
You say a song, and he would play it, you know, right away. He was very good, and the mafia loved that, so he kept alive through that. So then they were in bootlegging. So one day, we used to, at 7 years old, put all these bottle labels on the whiskey bottles in the basement of our house. So one day, a policeman came while my dad was making the whiskey. And also, he looked at this and he said, oh my God, there's a cop. Everybody be quiet. So he takes the plug out of the bathtub where all the whiskey was, and it goes down. Well, he goes to answer the door, So the cop said to him, well, I came here to pick up my whiskey that they ordered. And my dad nearly had a fit. Well, he was in such a bad mood all day. But that's what happened. He didn't have...
I think, too, I was very impressed. I think your sisters, Penny, I believe it was, she won the beauty contest, or she won second place because you had written that everyone knew that the Mafia's daughter, the main guy, his daughter was going to get the first prize. That was a given.
No
these are things that we only see in movies, but and then you both, I think, did a talent show at your Catholic school, which your dad was very upset about because he was very protective of showing you guys off.
When we were in school, the priest, I think the nun was in love with the priest that was coming. That's what I think, because she'd get all flustered and she'd say, Father Morgan's coming in and we want everybody to behave. So he comes in and he says, we're doing a fundraiser. We need to have a talent show. We want people to do some talent. And I said, nobody answered. So I said, I'll do it. And then he got all happy about it. So when we had rehearsal, the nun said, though you got Lucarello girls are going to be last because they don't do anything. You know what I mean?
Well, I think you guys were pranking them a little bit too, though, weren't you? You were pretending to do a very silly kind of thing so that they would think you weren't very good.
Yeah, I was supposed to be Betty Grable.
Yes.
And my sister was a cop. Mm-hmm. So we get on stage there and we rehearsed it. We borrowed my sister's outfits and she was having a fit later. We get up and the nuns were mad because, they said, well, they don't know anything. We get on there and we were last. And so we did a little skit about the dead end kids.
Yes.
And had everybody laughing. Because my sister is very talented at that time. She could talk all languages. She was great. So then after that was over, we both did a dance. We lifted up our skirts and we did Down Argentina Way. Mm-hmm. And we danced across the stage, and while we were lifting our dresses, the nuns were going like this. and I looked at the priest, and they looked at the priest to see it, because they had the priest way over on this side, and the nuns were all on there in the first row. So when the nuns looked at the priest, that they were clapping, and they started clapping, and we won first prize. So then, my father just got home. He didn't know we were doing this. He would have killed us. So he said to the nun, he said to us, get home. And he said to the nun, here's the $100 back. So we didn't even get the money. So later on, we got a letter from Major Bowles to be on the radio station with this act.
Yes.
My dad tears it up. We were so upset because she would have been famous. She had the talent, I didn't. But we had a ball afterwards. The kids in the school were so proud of us,
Yes, that's what I read.
So we were a big hit.
You were a big hit that year.
That was a big hit, yes.
That's awesome.
Then later on, we kept talking about it. Now one day, since my dad is so strict, he won't even let you wear lipstick. One day the church around the corner was having a big festival with all free stuff, And so they invited us to go. So I said, oh no, my dad is going to give us a licking, if we go to a Protestant church.
Uh-huh.
So I said to my sisters, we can't go. So my dad was out of town on business. So
Is this when you went to the movies?
Yes.
You saw the same movie twice in a row?
Right.
And you got in trouble too.
Right.
Even though you hadn't done anything.
Well, that's it. So they were at the park having a great time eating and drinking, whatever it is. And I stayed home. So I went to the movies. So when my dad, and so the bus broke down. Yes. We thought, oh, we'll get home before Dad comes. There's so many interesting things that happened. So then he takes off his strap when they come in the door. And he thought I was with him, so I get the licking and so does the other.
And they didn't even defend you, if I remember reading correctly in the book.
Right.
They said that they were hoping that he'd get worn out
That's
before he got to the last one.
we had a house that was so funny. You could go upstairs and go downstairs and go around and go up, and that's what we did, because he kept running after us. So that I get a licking, and my sisters all laughed and said, "Oh, you're a goody-goody, and you got licked, so you didn't have any fun."
Well, it was interesting to me, the parts that I did get to read, and I am going to finish the rest of the book because I just thought it's so catchy, it's so much fun to read, and everybody should definitely pick up a copy. Even though she's going back to a different time, no matter when you grew up, the book is so relatable, it's so much fun, and you're really going to enjoy it. I loved the little songs that you kind of made up for your chores, and how you found effective ways to sew the shirts faster than anybody else.
Oh yeah, I was
and you
number
spoke
one.
you spoke about the one girl who used to go into this shirt factory, which technically I think nowadays we would call a sweatshop almost.
Oh yeah.
And it was all these women, and you had written about the one woman, and I apologize, I can't remember her name, but she used to go in before everybody else and open the bundles and take out the smaller pieces so she could make the smaller size shirts, make more money per shirt, and do less work than everybody else.
And I would come in the morning, and here she is with all these small sizes. And these women were terrible. The way they talked was filthy stuff. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. I couldn't believe I was there as a little kid, you know.
And how old were you at that time?
I must have been about 14.
14.
My dad, they lied about my age.
Yes.
See, I did all my education after I got married, later on, you know. But what got me shocked was the way they talked about their husbands.
Yes, I read that.
Very, very bad things. And I can't tell you how embarrassed I used to get. But anyway, I went to the
stick
stop
cloth in your ear so that you didn't have to listen to them? You would stick
No,
cloth in your ear?
No, the machines.
Oh,
but
okay.
it was during the breaks that they complained about their husbands had too much sex or they didn't have any sex. I mean, you wouldn't believe the stuff that they were saying. And I was so red in the face working, I never stopped. So anyway, after I complained to the stewardess, she said, yeah, all right. So Elsie is the girl that was doing all this.
That's right, yes.
Yeah, she can't. So anyway, during the break, and I said, I can't put up with all these big sizes, and I wasn't making much money. So anyway, I had a way of doing it. I was able to be number one. I made the highest money at that time. $60 a week was a lot of money.
Absolutely.
And it upset me that I had to listen to all these filthy things all during the day. These women were weird. I can't believe it to this day. They would talk about, and then we had to go home and I'd complain to my dad, and he wouldn't say, take some money. He goes over and he gambles.
Right.
All our checks. It was horrible. And I said to my mother, why don't you say something? Well, one day we were having dinner. So my mother said, okay, I said, we're going to stick by you. You say, Mm-hmm. And I said, and we're all sitting down at this table. And he said, and my mother said, we're going to do something, Dad. She called him Dad. So I got up and I said, Dad, we're not going to put up with this anymore. We're going to take that money and we're going to put it together and I'm going to be in charge. You know what he did? He took that tablecloth and pulled it down and all the food and everything got off. Everybody shut up then. So it didn't do any good.
No.
He still controlled us. So we had a lot of interesting stories, and I think you'll enjoy reading this book. But my theory is that everybody never gives up. If you read some of the crisis that I went through, I could have killed myself because you know, you're all alone and you don't know what to do and who you are. So you kind of want to give up.
Yes.
And I went through that and I said to myself, no, you got to go down and come up.
That's right. And look at how you come up.
I work like anything.
And
yes.
You've been awarded, I think, many different
I don't have
things.
room on my wall. I wish you would see that wall.
But would you be so kind as to share, I believe, the Girl Scouts and the Daughters of the American Revolution, I believe, as well?
Yeah.
Would you be so kind as to share some of these accolades with us, these things that they've awarded you, because it's really pretty fabulous.
I was shocked. I get a letter from the Daughters of the Revolution, you know, and I wasn't involved, but I know how prestigious they are.
Yes, they are.
So they said they just wanted me to come to the meeting as a guest. So I said, okay. I didn't know it was going to be about the book or anything. Mm-hmm. So when I get there, they wanted me to talk about the book, and I wasn't prepared. I just got up and just talked like I am now. And they gave me this big award. Now, that was only for the area where we live.
Right.
Now, I said, well, I'm done with awards. Now, the next month, I get another invitation, but this is for this national, you know, the national group. They were having a convention, and they wanted me to come and speak about my book. So I said, oh, good, but I got a nervous wreck, of course. So I got that award. Then I thought, oh, that's it, no more. Where am I going to put it? You know, the walls are all full of it.
We should all have such a difficult time, right? Where do I got my next award?
Yeah, I received 2 congressional awards from Congress.
That's amazing.
Well, I don't want to brag about that, but about 4 months ago, the American Legion in our area sent me a letter to come to the meeting, and then I was awarded there, and it's still on the table. I have no place to hang it in the room there. I got to find a place. So there it sits on the table. But I'll tell you, I went through a great life that I'm amazed myself. I really am, because I don't believe I did all those things. Now, the Girl Scouts was another thing. My daughter came home from school and she said, everybody's going to Girl Scouts, Mom. I want to be a Girl Scout. I said, well, what's that all about? So I called the counselor because she kept insisting I want to be a Girl Scout. So I talked to the chairman who's in charge of Girl Scouts. She came and said, you ought to join. You could be a good Girl Scout. We have no leaders. That's why we don't have a troop. So I said, well, what does it involve, you know? And she said, oh, nothing at all. I'll help you. You just take a little training for this and training for that. I said, well, that sounds good. Well, she comes the next day in my house and brings a box full of stuff. Books, papers to sign, all kind of stuff to file. I said, what am I getting into? You said it was nothing. And she started laughing. She said, you'll see, it's easy. I was really, worried that I couldn't do a good job. So I went to my mother-in-law and I begged her to help me because she was very intelligent. She used to answer all kind of programs they have in for you have to fill out to win a prize in magazines. She used to win all those things. So I said to her, Mom, you have to come and help me. So I talked her in to help me. So that's how I became, and I love working with the girls. We just came home from Washington, D.C. About a month ago, and I was shocked. When I got off the bus, there was 2 reporters there to greet me, taking pictures, whatever. So I said, what are you doing here? She said, aren't you going to take work on a Girl Scout badge for the White House, the history of it? I said, yes, because I had a busload of Girl Scouts.
Right.
And so we all get it in there. Guess what? They followed me all through there while I'm teaching the girls some of the history as we, tour the White House. And then when they got done, they didn't leave me for one minute. They treated me to dinner. Oh my God, I was shocked. And then it was in all the newspapers around the state.
Yes.
Also, they put it in the newspaper. And I was so shocked that I came home, and this one guy who admired me always, he's always talking about it. He called me early Sunday morning, and he said, "Your picture's in the national news." I said, "What? Oh my God, that's the first time national." Oh. Well, I had to go to a concert, and I do the publicity for our concert, and it's only a couple months, so I go there, and everybody's saying, "Oh, congratulations! Do you know what he did? He went to the concert before I got there and brought the article that was in the paper with my picture in it in front of the White House." That was the talk of our Ocean Pines area where I live. Everybody's saying, "Oh, you're in the paper." So anyhow, that's another exciting event, and I'm getting a lot of publicity. I don't know. I hope that this book helps people realize that you can never give up, no matter whatever it is. You can't give up, and that's what I tried to promote in my book. And like I said, I had a very interesting life. I saved a girl's life. I got an award for that. But the best award, I think, is it gives me a heartwarming experience to know that I'm helping the service people. I started a program called Star Charities, and I do all volunteer work for that. I've done volunteer all my life, anyhow, since I was able. And the most important thing about that was I was able to save people's lives. I was able to donate to, I just finished volunteer, it's at the racetrack at Ocean Downs, Maryland, and it was for the wounded soldiers of the Marines. And then we're going to give them all the money. And that's for the wounded soldiers. I just finished that. Now I'm working on our VIP, which is coming up in August.
I think you stay probably more busy than I do, and I'm ready to take a nap at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I need to know your secret so that as I continue on with my life, I have just as much energy and spunk as you do, and a great memory.
Well, I never was lazy. I always want to do something. I'm not happy sitting around. It makes you think of things you don't want to think. That's
true,
one
yes.
good cure. If you, like when my husband passed away, I was just devastated. I was ready to die with him.
Skipper, correct?
Oh my God, I was married to him 64 years, and we had a great life, ups and downs like everybody else. But I don't want to think about all those things. So you got to keep busy. That takes it away. They know when I go anywhere, I can't even eat a decent meal where I live because people come over to me and my food is getting cold. But I overlook that. I put up with it because I'm very famous in that area. Everybody knows me. Well, I'm a reporter also, and I do that free. They offer me money to do my column. I turned it down. That's because I wanted to do some service for our community.
Right.
And this was such a big thing. When they asked me to do it, I said, "Oh, I can't do that column. I don't have no experience." I did a lot of PR all my life, for the clubs. He said, "I know you can do that, Ann." I said, "Oh, good." I said, "Give me a week to think about it." So I went to my husband and I said, "Dad, he asked me to do a column in the newspaper. He's willing to pay me $50 a week." So I said, he said, "Well, you got to do one thing." I said, "What?" Don't ask me to help you. You can do it. That's the truth, so help me. So when they offered me the money, I said, no, I don't want a penny. I'll do it. And if I don't do it, I can quit. Because see,
Absolutely, yes.
And I started out, and the people, when they first saw it in the column, I said, what am I going to write about in this paper? Anyway, so what happened was I went to a meeting. I'm brand new in this community. I just moved here maybe it was 2 years ago when this happened. So this congressman was at a meeting, and they invited me to this meeting. So Tom Secola was his name. All he did was talk. It was boring. So I went home and I thought, I'm going to write about this. Well, you never heard such a readback call because I said he talked too much. It was on the front page. They said, who is that girl in Foultz? I started laughing. And I've been doing it ever since. I put in a comedy, like Shirley helped me with this one that went in the paper this week about traveling. Yeah. And we came up with a cute column, didn't we, Shirley? And my daughter Shirley, anyway. So that's off my mind.
Well, it is such a pleasure to speak with you and get to know you. I feel very honored that you sat with us and gave us some of your time. I know you do a billion different things, and you are very well known and heavily awarded. We're going to have to find another wall in your house because I believe that you're probably going to be getting a lot more at the rate that you're going.
I think I got everything you could possibly think about. I don't want to say anything, but it's embarrassing to me because I do it from my heart. I will continue till I die to support our soldiers. Now, every year I decided this year I'm going to do the Marines. Next year I do a big beef and beer in January. So I got the Marine band to come.
Nice.
And now I have to get some entertainment.
Look, the beer and beef isn't enough entertainment?
No, no, they want. You have to give them something to buy a ticket.
Of course.
So you can come, And I'm really looking forward to it this year because we never had this big band. So he's getting all the money for the wounded soldier. Now next year, the following year, then we're going to hit the Army. Then we'll do the Navy.
Wonderful.
So these are things, it's continuous.
Well, we'll definitely be on the lookout for all of the wonderful things that you're going to keep on doing, and I will feel less adequate every day that I don't do half of what you do, and I will aspire to do more of what you do.
Well, I also run the Wednesday Bridge Club, and I have to, get ready for that every week, but I love to play bridge. That's my pastime.
Well,
I miss my children so much. That keeps me busy, I want to go with them and see them.
Of course.
You keep work. You can't give up, like I said in this book. Don't give up. Whatever happens to you.
Absolutely.
Keep coming. You go down and you go up. You go down. That's what happens in life. So I hope we can continue to support our community and the people who suffer. Like one time, this one family, their house burnt down. So I got on the ball and did a fundraiser for it with my group. We're all volunteers. So we're called, not Girl Scouts, that was another thing. Community Star Charities. And they their house burnt down in our area. So I did a big fundraiser for that. And it was so crowded, you wouldn't believe we had no room. And everybody yelled at me because I always let them come no matter what. And now I get balled out for that. So I either sell too many tickets. Anyway, I hope I can be healthy enough to continue till till my time comes.
Well, we hope so too.
Because I love what I'm doing. And that gives me spirit to continue.
Absolutely.
Because it makes me feel good that I'm accomplishing something, and I don't want to sit around and do nothing.
That's right.
So I'll never do that, but...
Wonderful. Well, we're going to wrap it up here. I'm going to encourage everyone. She has an amazing message, as you can hear just right now today. And she just keeps on going. She has so much spirit and passion, does so much for her community, keeps herself busy. We should all be like her, but definitely pick up the book. Again, the name of the book is 2 Steps Forward, and it is by Anna Lucarello Foultz. And it's a memoir of her life. It really is a great read. So much fun. It's so spirited, just like the woman who basically wrote it, along with her daughter, who was a big inspiration and help to her, Shirley. So we look forward to meeting you again in the future, and we look forward to hearing about all the amazing things I know this woman is going to continue doing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, everybody, and God bless you all.
It was such a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much. It was such a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
You're
You did a
so
great
amazing.
job.
I love
I hope I didn't say something I shouldn't
you. You were wonderful.
Wonderful.
You were wonderful. Well done. Well done. You did a great job. Just as interesting